Hello everybody, my name is Beansy and I'm so excited to finally get started on YouTube. So for my first video, what better way to start than by talking about some of the very basics of cozy gaming and hobbies, and to tell you everything that you need to know if you're considering getting into cozy games or just games in general. Okay, so for starters, you have four main avenues of gaming. You've got mobile, handheld, console, and PC. If you're completely new to gaming altogether, I might suggest trying mobile first before you go and start investing hundreds, thousands of dollars into gaming consoles and the physical games. Gaming is kind of an expensive hobby, especially when you're considering the startup cost. Like, you'll pretty much have to spend $200 or more on console, and that is a very generous low number. $200 is like if you get a good deal on Facebook Marketplace. So if you've never played any game ever and you don't really know if you want to invest that kind of money, mobile gaming is an excellent way to dip your toe into the world of gaming and see if it's for you. And they're not all like Candy Crush or Bejeweled or, I don't know, Cut the Rope. Like, I feel like that's the games that I started out with when I was a kid. Some of these games are very well made and they have lovely stories and they're narrative and fulfilling to play. The main choice right up front is what kind of games would you like? Do you like organizing and relaxing and kind of ambiguous storytelling, or not really interested in a story at all? Unpacking would probably be the perfect game for you to start out with. And if you're more into like platformers or life sims, I'm going to suggest, and don't poo-poo on it just because of what it is, Hello Kitty. Basically, this is offered on Apple Arcade, so if you're not really wanting to spend a lot of money, you can just try Apple Arcade for a month. You know, you don't have to pay full price for this game to figure out if you like it. But I will say, don't let not liking the game on your phone deter you from trying other games on other consoles, because to me, gaming on my phone is just not the same as gaming on my PC or on my Switch. Like, it's just, the vibes are different. I feel like I have different compartments in my brain for different like areas of my life, and I feel like I need a separate device to enjoy gaming. I feel like the phone is like too distracting or something. Like, the chances are, if you like the mobile game, you will like other games on other platforms. But if you don't like it on your phone, you still might like it on other platforms. So like, if you're getting like motion sick on your phone, like, yeah, you're probably gonna get motion sick on other platforms. So that, I don't know, I think mobile is just an excellent way to kind of just see if gaming is right for you. And then that brings us to console. So as far as game selection goes, PC, Xbox, PlayStation, they're pretty similar in what games they offer. Pretty much from like least amount of choice to most amount of choice is like mobile, and then handheld, because like you kind of get stuck up with like the graphics and stuff. You can't really run big games on handheld like Switch. Like, you can, but they don't look as good. And then console, and then PC. Console's audience in general, I would say, is less cozy oriented than like handheld. But that is not to say that they don't offer some really great cozy games. It's just that the majority is like pretty intense, high concentration games, like your shooters and your RPGs, which I love. I love a good RPG. And if I'm playing one of those games, I actually do prefer to play it on a console. But that's mostly for the controllers, which you can use on PC anyway. I grew up with a console, so my lizard brain is kind of attached to a console, or attached to the controller at least. And I have had a very hard time learning to be dexterous enough to use the keyboard. I'm like hitting all of the keys, and it's just not a good time for me. So for something that is like high stakes or I need concentration, I love to have a console. Console is also better if you prefer to play on a TV or with other people. Console is a great way to get other people involved. I feel like if I'm on my PC, I want to be in my little shell and just alone and recharge, and I'll play on console if I'm feeling more social. But I am personally a very much environmental based person. Not to mention, Xbox has the Xbox Game Pass, which is like $15 a month, and you get access to a ton of games. Lights, and I mean, I grew up a PlayStation girly. I was like, I'm PlayStation till the day I die, and then and then I started using my husband's Game Pass, and I'm like, okay, Microsoft, you got me. And they also have really good sales depending on the month. That brings us to the whole like PlayStation versus Xbox. I have had both all growing up. I think it's really just personal preference, and I think that we would all just be happier if we might, hold hands and just agree that a console is a console, and it just depends on, what you like, and one's really not better than the other. And then that brings us to PC, which is my all-time favorite. I love PC gaming. I think that Steam is amazing. With its sales, it doesn't offer as far as I know, it doesn't offer like a subscription where you can get access to all the games like the Game Pass on Xbox, but I still love it. You can get amazing games for very, very cheap. And not to mention, it has a lot more cozy options than any of the other consoles. PC is definitely a more expensive way to go. I have my wonderful MSI gaming laptop. I love it so much. I had a PC, like a built PC before I had this that just like got slow. So got this laptop, and I don't like the way it looks aesthetically on my setup, but I love the portability and being able to take it into the living room if I want to like game in the same area as Ben. It's another thing that's like down to your personal preference. And I didn't get a PC until I was already super into gaming. I feel like PC is like one of those things that like you graduate to when you know. But if you're like a computer nerd, which I wish I was more of one, but you can really customize the specs and the performance and stuff of it. Like it's a lot more adaptable and hands-on, and you can really make a lot more of the choices of what you want to get out of your PC. So I would say that like if graphics and performance and like especially the ability to mod, if those things are important to you, and you have the money, I would go with PC. PC basically has like storefronts. It's got Steam and EA and I don't know, like Wild Tangents or something. Like you're mostly going to be using Steam and EA. Like those are the most accessible places to purchase your games. And then that brings us into the customization of your PC. You can do so much. Like especially on the aesthetic side, there is so much that can be done with your PC. Like it's not even funny. Like I have truly had to refrain from spending all of my money on stuff for my personal PC setup, because it's just, PC to me is its own realm. So within my gaming realm, I need the cute things. I need the cute like mouse pads, but you can have the keyboards where you like change the keycaps and have whatever mood you're feeling for that time. There's just something about being like, I'm going to my PC land, don't bother me. I'm in my own room and environment, like this is PC time. It just feels more intimate and personal, and especially as an introvert, like it feels like a little nest to get away and recharge from the outside. And lastly, we have handheld. So recently, handheld has become more and more of a trend. In the past, only Nintendo was allowed to do the handheld thing. I think it was like a licensing thing. I don't know. I watched the movie Tetris with the Kingsman dude. So a lot of the handheld gaming was done with Nintendo products, like the Wii U, but then they came out with the Switch, and that was awesome. And then you have like the DS and stuff. But now you actually do have more choices. Like I can't remember what the thing is called, but PlayStation has something that is like a handheld version. You have the Steam Deck. I think Asus even makes a handheld thing. But the main reason that I would suggest going with a Nintendo product is because you'll have access to all the games that you can't get anywhere other than with a Nintendo product. Like if you want to play games like Legend of Zelda, Kirby, they're only going to be available on Nintendo products, which I did not know until very recently. But now you might be saying, Beansy, there's like 16 Nintendo Switches out, which one should I get? I'm about to make this super easy for you. Do you want to play with other people on the TV? Get the regular Nintendo Switch or the Switch 2. Which model is really up to you and your discretion. A lot of it is like budget based if you don't want to spend a whole lot of money. From what I hear, the Nintendo Switch 1 is like it's very similar to the Nintendo Switch 2. But the Nintendo Switch 2 will eventually have games that you can't get on the Switch 1, so It's up to your discretion, whatever you think that you'll value more. Like if you don't mind dropping $800, you know, for a Switch 2 and a couple games, go with the Switch 2. The screen is slightly bigger and it has like slightly better graphics. But if you would like a more affordable option, the Switch 1 is very comparable on graphics from what I can tell, and a lot cheaper. Like I see them all the time on Facebook Marketplace for like $150. But if you really just want to like game in bed or like in your own personal space, the Switch Lite is an excellent way to go. It's compact, it's durable, it's light, and you can play the same games besides like multiplayer and it's like $200 brand new. And then with the whole customization, you can go full silly with Nintendo's, okay? They have some of the cutest accessories and wraps and little thumb grippies, controllers. You can do like the little charm tassel that goes down like into the headphone port. And then you can get like pouches and like purses specifically for your little Nintendo Switch that has a convenient little game holder, and it's very cute. It's very customizable. Like if that is the aspect of cozy gaming that you like, is like customization and relaxation, the Switch, you can't go wrong with the Switch. So if you've made it to this point in the video and you're still on the fence about getting into cozy gaming and you're not really sure where you want to start, please leave a comment and I will try my best to answer to the best of my ability, and I'll try to clear up anything that I might have missed. And if you enjoyed the video and just wanted to show some support, a thumbs up or a comment is free. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you here next week.